doing it? G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, there's no secret. I am actually a very, very proud Welshman, right? I live in the greatest part of Wales, and that is the New South Wales, right? So every time the national team, the national Welsh team, goes out there and play a game of rugby, right? I have to pray to the rugby gods above that Wales only lose by a tiny bit. Only tiny bit. I only pray for a small loss for the Welsh team, okay? I mean, it's not too much to ask, right? I'm not asking for a blowout. I just ask for a tiny, tiny, tiny effort less than the opposition, right? And once again, this weekend, I'm hoping for that to be the case because the Fijians has come to town for a Rugby World Cup revenge match this week in Cardiff with the roof closed probably because it's probably going to be raining and the gods in heaven don't want to see whatever's going to happen to Wales this weekend. Am I right? Just close it so he doesn't see it. But hey, look, it is no secret that the Fijians has actually had a pretty bad record against Wales over the years. They only actually beaten Wales once at the Rugby World Cup in 2007. I remember that match. That was kind of like a very, very surprise. I think that was the match where the Fijians were made out of the pool for the first time. And ever since then, they just hasn't been able to pull through. The Rugby World Cup 2023 was, still burned into my memory. That was the game I thought the Fijians could have won. The long pass right at the end, the fumble just before the try line. Who was it? I can't remember his name. Was just, a little bit heartbreaking for a lot of Fijian fans. And then also in that match, Matthew Carley, the English referee, was extremely biased in front of the princess, right? Whatever her name was, the princess of Harry's wife, whatever her name was, in front of the princess. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was the prince. Oh no, it was in front of the prince. It was in front of the prince of the Wales, right? Had to make sure that his loyalty. Remember that he did his he did the prince proud, right? So that was not really, that was a very, very biased performance by Matthew Carney. That aside, it was a really, really close match and really entertaining match. And this game, the Fijian team will be looking to make a big statement to try to redeem themselves, proving to themselves and their millions of fans all around the world that they indeed was not just a fluke. They indeed can beat Wales. And this will be a tough one. There's a number of big changes for the Welsh team. Probably the biggest one is the retirement of Dan Biggar. No longer in the 10 jerseys, retired since last year. But Gareth Anscombe has returned this match for the Welsh side, and he's gonna wind back the clock a little bit. Anscombe has been, let's just say good and bad at times, okay? And sometimes, yeah. Anyway, let's just move on. Let's not talk about Gareth Anscombe anymore. It's a little bit of a shuffling around for the Welsh side, and the Fijians had a pretty poor performance, in my opinion, a tough performance, I guess, against Scotland. Scotland is probably, like I said, one of the highest, probably the top 4 teams in the world, despite the world rankings, and it was tough. And Wales is currently ranked 11th in the world, and Fiji is ranking number 10. So the gap between the two sides are actually quite large. So regardless of who wins, there won't be changes in the rankings overall. But Fiji is going to be looking at extending that win and try to catch up to Australia a little bit, especially if Australia loses to England. Fiji might overtake Australia once again to regain that 8th and the 9th spot on the ladder. Now, with that being said, the Cardiff on the weekend is going to be on Sunday. They're probably going to have the roof open. It looks like it's not going to be rainy. Maybe a little bit of moisture on the ground. But the most important person on the field, I've already mentioned, is this guy called Locke Ramos. I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen this referee before. He's an up-and-comer. My research tells me he's actually a French referee. And we're looking forward to how he performs this weekend between Wales and Fiji. I mean, there could be an interpretation issue here because obviously Wales plays in the URC and Fiji plays in the Super Rugby. There is definitely a bit of an interpretation difference between Super Rugby and the URC, and then there's also a bit of a difference between the URC and the French referee as well, albeit probably closer than the Super Rugby referee. So Fijians really have to manage the referee, not let things get out of hand, and get the referee on their side is probably one of the most important parts of winning this match this weekend. Yeah, with that being said, Let's have a look at the lineup. Let's see who's in, who's out with this match going into the kickoff. So we've got Gareth Thomas coming in number 1 position in Lucia Prob. Dewi Lake comes in number 2, and Archie Griffin gets that number 3 jersey for Wales. For the Fijians, Ironi Maui comes in number 1. Tavita Inkanaveri number 2, and Samu Tawake comes in number 3. I'm not going to talk too much about the players because, quite frankly, I don't really know too much about them. So I'm just going to touch here and there with the players that I know but honestly, I don't really know too much when it comes to analysis with these two lineup. We got Will Rowlands comes in number 4. Adam Beard returns. He was rested in July against Australia. Returns to number 5. He's probably the premier lock, the guy that sort of took over the reign, the lock, the lock and maybe captaincy as well at one point. From Alan Wynne Jones coming back at number 5. So very, very stacked already. Pretty sure Rowlands went overseas for a while, and he's kind of he's been missing a little bit for the Welsh team, so he's back here, number 4 for them. Isoa Nasila Sila comes in number 4 for Fiji. Timo Mayana Vanua comes in number 5 for the Fijians. In the loose forwards now, we got Tim Plumtree, the coach Plumtree's son, former All Black assistant coach, currently coaching the Sharks, I think, comes in number 6. Tommy Raphael comes in number 7, and Aaron Winwright, the number 8, the danger man, the most physical guy on the Welsh side, comes in the number 8 jersey. Number 6, Meli Derenalangi comes in at number 6. Number 7, Kition Sawala for Fiji from the Honduras. And finally, at number 8, Elia Thanakai Vata. This name I actually worked a little bit before. I think I still got it wrong. Comes in number 8 for the Fijians. Derelangi had been really, really good for Fiji. The danger man to watch out for out of the loose forwards on their side. Comes in at number 9 out. Thomas Williams returns to the 9 jersey. Alongside his veteran partner is Gareth Anscombe. Wow, this guy, his performance against the Wallabies was probably like one of the best individual Welsh performances I've ever seen, to be honest, at the Rugby World Cup. And he's back. He had a bit of an injury and he went to Japan and had his contract cancelled because of the injury. So he's been going out on and off the field quite a lot. So he's finally returned to Test Rugby this weekend at number 10 jersey. Frank Lamani for the Fijians coming to number 9. And the big number 10 selection, Caleb Munt, someone who just missed our Rugby World Cup last year. And he's kind of just pulled back from injury recently. I saw he hasn't really played I don't think he played any Super Rugby. If maybe just one or two, maybe one game at the end of the season, a couple against the end of the season. But he's been missing a lot of rugby. Playing a bit of catch up here against the veteran Gareth Anscombe. Between the two guys, I think the goal kicking, Caleb Muntz might be better than Anscombe. I know that's a big call to make, but Caleb Muntz, kicking percentage is extortionately high. So if it comes down to just penalties and goal kicks, the Fijians might have a bit of a lead here. Blair Murray comes in at 11. Semi Radradra. Yeah, Radradra is the guy that dropped the ball on that Rugby World Cup game against Wales. They lost in the game. He's going to have an opportunity this weekend, licking his chops for a redemption. Coming number 12, Ben Thomas for Wales. And number 13, Max Llewellyn. Warren Gatland has opted for a young combination here. There is no Nick Tompkins, the veteran, to hold their hands. Number 12, George Tuisuba, the veteran now for the Fijian Honduras. And Naya Thalevu Vasia, Naya Kalevu comes in number 13. Again, danger out of the number 13 jersey. Try scoring machine nowadays for the Fijians. Number 14, Mason Greedy for Wales. And number 14 for the Fijians, Juta Wanikotlo for the Fijians. Number 15, Cameron Winnett. And for the fullback for the Flying Fijians, Vukte Karavalevu. Coming to substitution now, number 16, Ryan Elias in the hooker position. Nick Smith, number 17, and Kieran Asirati comes in number 18 for Wales in the front rowers. For the Fijians, Sam Mata Vesi comes in number 16, and number 17, Hareti Hete for the Luce proposition and Atado proposition. Joan Kurodi Duradura for the big man coming off the bench for the Fijians. Coming to number 19 for Wales, Chris Tuinza, the lock, who has been really, really good, I thought, against the Wallabies. Number 20, James Botham for Wales. For Fijians, Masake Bose comes in number 19. Albert Tuisue comes in for number 20 for the Fijians. And finally, in the backline reserves, we got Jack Morgan comes in number 21. Uh, Ellis Bevan, number 22. And finally, Sam Costello comes in number 23. Costello will be the backup. Number 10, I guess, is number 23 jersey instead of number 22. Interesting selection there. I guess it's just the numbers, yeah, just how Warren Gallen maybe. I don't know, maybe Costello not going to get much game time based on the number 23 jersey here. For the Fijians, Sione Kurovoli comes in number 21. Isaiah Armstrong Ravola had been absolutely sensational for the Fijians. Fijian Enduro, especially this year, comes in number 22. And again, very, very good goal kicker. Surprisingly, two world class goal kickers for Fijians off on the bench and in the starting position. In fact, I think both goal kickers for the Fijians are slightly better than Sam Costello and Gareth Anscombe. Yeah, that's a big call. Finally, number 23, Sorelli Makara finishing us off for the Fijian side. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting match. I think, I really hope that, like I said, I pray to the rugby gods above that there's only a small, small loss to the Welsh, right? That's all I ask for my fellow countrymen. Just a small, small loss and not to embarrass the nation too much. So maybe I will say 32 points to 15 to the Fijians for winning this one. The Fijians had been pretty good head to head against Japan, and they have I think they just have to play into the rhythm in the second half to really pull away in the game. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys for the review when this game comes out on Monday. Cheers.